Well, some of the crowd are on the pitch. Well, some of the crowd are on the pitch. They think it's all over, but it is now.
Express yourself, create the space. You know you can win, don't give up the chase. Beat the man, take him on. You never give up, it's one-on-one. Express yourself, it's one-on-one. Express yourself, it's one-on-one. Express yourself, you can't be wrong when something's good, it's never gone. Love's got the world in motion, and I know what we can do. Love's got the world in motion, and I can't believe it's true. Now is the time, let everyone see. You'll never give up, that's how it should be. Don't get caught, make your own play. Express yourself, don't give it away.
It's far too early for World in Motion.
No, it's not.
That was wild. I'm so used to Kanye West going on as the intro music. I was shocked to get a nice little Euro dance upbeat. I was like, this is awesome.
Is that what you describe? New Order as Euro dance. I fucking love it.
To me, it sounded like what's your song competition called?
Eurovision.
Yeah, that thing. That's what it sounded.
Well, a new week, gentlemen. And this week we've got Adam from sport.fun joining us.
Clap it up, baby.
Hello. Welcome to the show. So we were deliberating titles just before we went live. We were going to call it Sport Fun Special, and then literally about 30 seconds before Henry pressed live, we were like, also decoupling from Bitcoin as well, by the way. So we are here with it all. So that is what is happening this week. Michael Saylor is dumping. Hyperliquid is going in the opposite direction. And we are more than excited than anything to be talking about the fact that we're going to be working with the Sport.fun team over the World Cup. And that's what we're going to be focusing on for probably the second half of this stream. Dare I say, I think there is a lot of our audience, even though it's like, what is it, Grant? 55% American. I think there's probably like a chunk that will enjoy this. There's a thirst, I'll say, for what this
I think it's just me and you like desperately trying to pivot the full company into a football platform as opposed to
yeah.
Alex started in football and will return to football, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
In his blood.
How are you, Adam, mate? Thanks for coming on. It's good to see you.
It's a pleasure to be back. I always love doing this with you guys. I think in the States, there's going to be this debate, right, of people are like, hey, we're hosting the World Cup. We should really get behind it. And other people are just like, fuck it. NFL starts in 3 months. I don't give a shit. But if like 50% of Americans get behind it, that's still quite a lot of people. So yeah, I think it's going to be a cool tournament. I'm looking forward to it. But on Sport.fun, we also cover NFL. So it's not going to be long before we get to that stage. Yeah, everything's just like one thing after the other with us. It's like once the World Cup is done, it'll be like new European season, then it'll be NFL, then it'll be something else. But yeah, it's all good.
That was what I
Have you thought
remember
about covering baseball?
oh, this is Ellie's forte.
Nah.
just not that into it.
God sport is what I'm asking.
the great,
Actually,
great
a lot of people ask for that because there's a big following. It is a big sport.
As Alex was about to say, it's the great American pastime.
Pastime is the correct word, because if you take the snacks away, like what have you got?
I would argue the same for football in the UK, because I went to a football match in the UK. I saw Crystal Palace. Shout out Crystal Palace. I support. I'm a Crystal Palace supporter. I want to say that, and I ate approximately four glizzies at halftime, and the entire fan section was absolutely pissed. Like 15 minutes in, off cheap pints. So I'd argue that your sport.
You can't even drink whilst you watch, and people still.
That is hilarious. I love how
Yeah.
peasant coded their sport is in the UK. It's like no. We can't let them drink during the game. It will be a problem.
Obviously, they get wasted before and then go in.
We went to a pub for an hour before, and I was shocked by the quantity of pints the lads were drinking.
It's because you have to stack it up. I honestly think if they just let people drink, it would be better.
I think so as
You
well.
get that fear of like shit, right? It's halftime. I've got to drink 3 pints in these 11 minutes.
I can't
That
do
are
it.
allotted to me. Whereas if
I don't have the
let people
trained
drink,
stomach capacity. I was with a British lad, and he drained 3 pints in like a 10-minute intermission.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
My
guess.
brother, I had half a Diet Coke, and I was full.
Was that Stephen from Low Tech by any chance?
Shout out Stephen from Low Tech, absolute
Shout out.
legends.
Shout out Stephen from Low Tech.
Yeah,
sure hope
he,
he's
can,
listening.
he can sync them.
He can sink him. He can sink him like the best of them.
He can. When we first did the football.fun stuff ages ago, I remember one of the first things I said to Caleb when it was flying was, how many people do you expect to fork and rip this thing off for every other sport? Because like it's just going to be a race, given the appetite we saw for it. And I do think we've seen some of those products pale in comparison. Pale in comparison. So yeah, like look, where do we start? Because what we're going to do is as I already said, the back end of the show, we're going to either, correct me if I'm wrong, Grant, are we either going to do the tournament predictor or are we going to show?
No, we're gonna pick a team. We're just gonna do free to play. But what we will do as well is we'll go on the pay to play side as well, and we're also gonna get Ellie to pick a team as well, just to see.
Alex hit me up the other day.
Can,
I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited about this.
I
used to play fantasy football in the States, and I am not a football guy. Again, a notorious baseball guy. Have been my whole life. But in high school and then post high school, all my buddies do fantasy football. So I got recruited to Nanny Fantasy Football League, and I don't know jack shit about fantasy football. And one year, I normally I'm like an auto draft guy. You know, I don't tell anyone, but I'm auto drafting. One year, I had my nephew draft for me. We almost won the damn thing, and it was great. My like 14-year-old nephew is just outplaying these guys. So today, I will pick. I don't know anything.
That is kind of the thing about World Cups. Like people always go, they get the spreadsheets out and they're like, right, I'm going to calculate the form and do all this stuff. But World Cups are crazy. They just like anything kind of happens, and you can almost guarantee that the thing everyone expects to happen will not happen.
I'm taking Senegal all the way.
Yeah, like crazy stuff just happens. It's not like the usual format, and yeah, I think we'll see a lot of upsets. I guess the wild card this year is that they've expanded the competition. So there are so many bad teams where, particularly in the group stage, you're just going to see like comedy matchups. Basically, it's like it's the equivalent of like me basically putting a team together and putting them against France. Sometimes, maybe that's disrespectful to some nations. Maybe it's disrespectful to some nations, but that's fine.
And do you know what's even funnier? Wales didn't qualify.
It was pretty hard. I mean, when Curacao are in, but
Curacao, yeah. And I say that, and I know that I feel I forgot about Gaz and Josh when I said that. There, shout out the boys, but they would be laughing at us, so we therefore have to laugh at them. But I realized that Ellie was going to get into this when it was like Saturday or Sunday over the past weekend. He sent me a video of like the France v Argentina final highlights. He was like, "This is electric."
Electric. Was that Mbappe? Was that Mbappe?
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, he's got the bug. He's got the bug." I was like, "Yes, it is indeed." But I appreciate you doing your homework.
Alex and I became Instagram friends, and now all my reels have just been like deep Brit culture, and then like soccer clippers. And the soccer clippers are sick, and the British culture. I didn't realize because like people make fun of America for being like redneck Walmart culture, where like everyone's obese and eats really disgusting food. That is like 95% of the UK apparently, and I had no idea. In my head, it's all Victorian England. Everyone's dressed in like these like silly outfits and like drinking tea and crumpets. But like most of your country is kind of a shithole, and I'm just discovering that now, and it's a lot of fun for me.
It is, yeah. I have nothing. It is. So I moved. I left that country. But
where are you?
It is genuine. I'm in Dubai now. I've gone to a better place. But yeah, like most of it is just like, basically like a Greg's, which is If you
Shout out Greg.
I won't have a,
Shout
I
out
won't
the
have a bad
sausage
word
roll.
said about Greg's.
you know about Greg's. That's
No
great.
Greg
That's cool.
disrespect allowed in this. I actually, do you know what's crazy? I think not the first, but maybe the second time I met the lads, Grant and Alex, was at a Spoons. And I got a spice bag, and they made fun of me for getting a spice bag at a Spoons in London. This was at
That's
DAS
a cultural
2025.
event. Like, if you visit the UK, you've got to get a spice bag and a spoons.
And so they hosted the Blockmates meetup at Spoons in central London. And I got a spice bag, and it was a very central experience in my life. I had a great time.
Goons and spoons and beautiful English food like a spice bag or a pizza or a curry.
Spooner Gooner. It's my Twitter handle.
Spooner Gooner. Right, should we talk about some crypto stuff first before we like shoot our load on the football kind of
let's
carry
go for
on too early? So the main things, and it's, yes, I understand it's been done to death already on the timeline this week. If Berry was out there somewhere, he'd probably be telling us to not even talk about this. But the headline is the meme of Saylor selling. What have you made of this, Grant, this week? Because as we went live, I think Bitcoin is at 66k, which is obviously in the shadow of the mountain of hyperliquid at 72. Which is crazy. But there is some compounding effects here on like stretch and everything that's been going on there. And the economics of it, actually, if you go to the Blockmates profile, I did retweet one of Gaz's videos earlier, which is kind of a clip from, what is this thing? What we got today on the, where, this is like when you get hit with these curveballs when you're live, like new type trader, we can't, you know, you're interrupting me in my flow there, mate.
I know, it's too funny not to bring up.
It's
like,
too funny not to bring up.
hallucinations.
But I did, right, but back to my train of thought, if I can recover it. I did retweet a video because Gaz from his like daily bulletin update had posted like an explanation of just a few of Saylor's tweets from February last year, basically saying sell a kidney if you must, but keep the Bitcoin, never sell your Bitcoin. And then there's a segment in there from Mando, as in Wrecked Mando, who was basically talking about the economics behind it and just how much of a disaster it was from a hedge against like Bitcoin or like stretch MSTR stock. What have you thought of this, Grant? Like stripping away the meme, the highly entertaining side of it, what do you think of like the situation?
Yeah, so I'm totally in two minds about whether it's him kind of like foreshadowing we need to inoculate the market and get the market used to not just buys but also sells. Even though he's kind of been professing since time began that they would never sell. This was always going to happen, but that 32 BTC is not a meaningful amount, but is it like the start of things to come, or is it just kind of, as he's saying, like inoculate the market? The maintaining the dividend payout on stretch at that APR, and there's only going to be a few ways to be able to actually do that, right? It's either sell MicroStrategy or sell BTC to maintain that. Maybe you bring the dividend down, but then that decreases the demand for stretch. So I don't know if this is like end of times shit, but I'm starting to get a little bit worried with one of the largest holders of BTC, if not the largest holder of BTC, starting to clip out even the small amounts to see how the market reacts. The market has not reacted well whatsoever, and I don't care if it's like an inoculation, but I don't really like it. What I do like is, and I really, really hope this is a sign of things to come, is how alts are reacting. And for the longest time now, like if we have reached this level of where BTC is just its own thing in the market and everything else isn't dependent on it to move up, move down, move sideways, I think maybe you just get really well performing assets that have a lot of fundamental tailwinds that are bespoke and specific to that fundamental underlying protocol or asset itself, just outperform, just like traditional markets. And obviously there's times when there's liquidity coming in, a lot rising tide lifts all ships, and there's times when liquidity goes out and everything moves down with it. But I would really, really, really like to see just individual assets or baskets of assets just perform regardless of what Bitcoin does. And if we are seeing the early days of that, I think the industry is a hell of a lot more mature than people are making out.
I mean, I think we've felt the negative alternative of that, haven't we, for the past 18 months to 2 years? Like Bitcoin ripping up to 120 while everything else has been fucked. And unless you caught the Solana trade or got the hype airdrop, I think most people have felt criminally sidelined. So it would be a nice, can't think of the word off the top of my head. I know this is another comment. I know it's totally different, but my neck hair just curls up because Saylor selling feels like when Duquan and UST lost its peg for the first time. I think there's also something here, by the way, that's like a gross overreaction to it to a certain extent, given that the amount that he sold compared to what they've been buying relentlessly over the past
But it's
however
like,
many
is
years.
that the start of things to come? Like, and
Yeah.
like they need to find the shortfall on the stretch dividend regardless. Like, there's no two ways about it. The treasury being able to pay out the cash, being able to maintain those.
Yeah.
I think it's like 11.5%, like month, not like annual payouts. It's got to come from somewhere. So, and they need to kind of get that liquidity. So I don't know. They're in a bit of a weird position. It feels like he's been this financial engineering wizard for the longest time, and you know.
Have you seen The Wizard of Oz?
Yes, of course.
Do you remember what happens at the end of The Wizard of Oz?
Uh,
The wizard's not a wizard anymore.
maybe that someone needs to take his fucking ChatGPT image gen subscription away from him, because like,
Bro, his
he
Instagram
posted that
account is
picture.
fire.
Yeah, he posted that picture of like him on a life raft while a huge cruise ship behind him was like burning down, and someone retweeted it saying, "Aren't you supposed to go down with the ship?"
I mean, it's not wrong, is it? I did love that he tweeted earlier as well, back to work.
Isn't that just a weird position for him to get in? Like, he just carries Bitcoin on his back.
I had
actually runs a business, you know, and so like he has to just get some money to pay off his loans, etc., etc. It's basically just like minimal treasury management. It's like he's sold, what is even the percent of the position? It's not even like 0.1%. Right? It's like trivial amount, but it's broken that kind of social contract which he created with his memes, right? You know, which is, I'm no stranger to a meme that somehow you regret, but he has created this expectation, which I think is kind of crazy, right? Like why is Saylor made himself responsible for the fate of Bitcoin? So I think what you were alluding to, Grant, was actually really interesting. It's that at some point that has to change, probably, for Bitcoin to mature, because it can't just be all on one guy and his memes and what that one company has to do to finance its balance sheet. You know, you need other bigger players coming in as well. So it's probably one of those things that's like really painful, but ultimately probably quite a good thing.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I had a dinner last night on this topic with a bunch of New York finance guys who are not in crypto. And at one point, you know, everyone works in finance or real estate finance or some alternative form of finance or private credit. And, you know, eventually every conversation with the finance guys like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, I'm in crypto. And they're like, oh, you're retarded. And we have that exact like song and dance time and time again. One guy who runs this big private credit shop in New York, his first question to me was like, isn't Bitcoin centralized now? Doesn't one guy like own all the Bitcoins? And I was like, brother, you don't even know the half of it. Not only does he own all the Bitcoins, he started selling them too.
Why I don't talk about that shit when I go out. Last time I met someone, like, he worked in finance in London, and because I said I'd loosely worked in something that was vaguely related to crypto, he started asking me to justify Bitcoin to him, and I was like, "Fuck off! I don't care. I'm not here. I'm at a party for my friend's birthday, and I don't give a shit that you don't like Bitcoin. Like, I don't care at all, and I'm not taking that other side of the argument."
I was talking.
What people do.
It's a strange thing, isn't it? That we've all, like, even whether you're working in the industry, whether you're employed in it, whether you trade the market, whatever you do, if you get in a social situation like that one, it's always the same with someone who's not into it. I don't know why. It's like maybe an optics thing. I was looking the other day that Nigel Farage posted a meme of like Andy Burnham's face on a load of migrants' bodies on the boats coming over, and was basically said, Andy Burnham's for these guys, not for you. And Andy Burnham, who for our non-UK audience is likely going to be the Labour opposition who are running against UKIP in the UK.
Still means nothing to me. I don't know what that means.
It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
And Andy Burnham tweeted, he replied to the tweet saying some shit and then have fun with your crypto millions as if it was like a stick to beat him
Oh,
with.
fuck.
And I saw it and I thought that is one of the biggest problems with like British UK politics. Say you're in this industry or whatever, it's almost impossible to have any sort of side in the current climate. And B, it's like this optics thing. It's just such a lazy.
But it's what we've been saying. It's a reckoning that's coming, and it's going to be something that people campaign on, like the opposite side.
Yeah,
So, like,
I mean,
I
look,
will-
go on.
On the other side, like talking to these guys who are all, very wealthy in the traditional finance world in New York. First was like, okay, is Bitcoin a scam? That's the classic conversation. And they're like, one guy's like, I bought a ton of Bitcoin because someone told me it was going to 250K this year. I just punted, and I was like, now Bitcoin's at 60. I'm like, he's like, are you a bull or a bear? And I'm like, well, I think there's, some cool stuff happening. And I was trying to explain to him what's cool going on, like just briefly. And I was like, there's stable coins and there's like decentralized trading. And he's like, what tokens are you bullish on? And I'm like, honestly, Zcash and Hyperliquid. And he hadn't heard of either of them. So it just shows you how early we are. Trying to explain to him like the concept of 24/7 trading and perps at a dinner, like 3 bottles of wine deep, was probably not the right move.
No.
But I was like, yeah, Hyperliquid basically they gave out all these tokens for free, and now it's trading at like $70, and tons of people got really rich, and you can trade 24/7. Completely glazed him over. But like, it shows you how early we are that people still
when
only
you put it
associate
like that,
crypto
it does
with
sound a
Bitcoin.
bit like a scam.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a scam.
Yeah,
bit of-
it's a bit, and it's funny how we've. I don't even want to say as an industry sleepwalked into this situation with Saylor, because we all knew that this day would come where we're like, hang on, this guy's got a bit too much of the one asset that props the entire industry up, by the way.
It's decentralized.
But like, I'm pretty sure we did this a few years ago. But who's going to play him in the movie? It's
Saylor.
Speaking of the
because
movie, look
he's
what
going to have him, and it has to be like Adam McKay has to do it again, like guy who did The Big Short. Obviously, not with.
guess what book I just got. Speaking of,
Oh no way!
for those who are just listening to the audio, I'm holding up Michael Lewis's Going Infinite, the story about SBF.
Yeah,
Thought of that because you said
he
he was
was
going to play Michael Saylor in the movie.
Yeah, he was. I started listening to that book, and he was just glazing him too much, and I just started to turn it off. And then I started questioning every other Michael Lewis book that I'd listened to or read. So
I realized I waded into very, very dangerous waters there, getting immediately 2 comments coming in from Lobster, who said, we'll convert into boys, Andy Burnham, but with the Bitcoin B over the B. And then UFO Sports said the UK will be restored. So we're not talking politics anymore.
It's coming home. It's coming home, boy.
It is coming home. And on that note, we've done 22 minutes of crypto, 24 if you go by the clock, actually, since how long we've been live for. So I want to talk about football stuff. Now, when the Euros came around last year, we were speaking last year, summer before last, the time is a vortex. It was quite fun at the time on the Sol meme coin arena, but it felt like there was potentially something missing. I was saying to Adam before we went live, I was like all theoretical about which shit as I was buying. I bought like Yamal and Jude, but spelled Jood, and I was like, these things are gonna fucking fly. Jude's gonna cook. But needless to say, they went to shit. I've still got the shitcoin graveyard wallet there. But it does feel like, and obviously we've centered this entire stream around sport.fun and what you guys have built and have launched with the free-to-play side as well. And we're going to get into that. But it feels like if you're in the industry and given the response to football.fun when it first came out last year, it's like a product that it's people that are probably going to have a lot of fun with if you play it accordingly. If you're used to being on chain, even if you're not used to being on chain, like from a UI UX point of view, it's cool as fuck, basically.
Yeah, it's like this is what I was saying to Caleb and the lads. I was just saying like it stands up to like a Web 2 counterpart where there's not many other products in the industry that I could hand on heart say that to. So when we seen it kind of like come live, like I remember when it was last year, maybe was it June last year?
It was July and August was like the biggest sort of moment where people were like, holy shit, this is like the thing. We were like the thing of the month. Which comes with a ton of like really cool things, but also a lot of shit that you then have to pay for later. But yeah, it's you're right. Carry on.
I remember, Grant, what was funniest is when I remember you went on the roll-up and stuff, and Andy and Robbie were asking you to explain how to make money off it, and it was like it felt like this. If you knew ball, we were like gatekeeping information and watching the Americans try to scramble to figure out like who Pedro Mendes was and like who the fuck is Dewey. why does he play? Is PSG a good team? And it's like I think that what's interesting and better about the World Cup is undeniably, even though we joke about it, unless you have like literally zero interest whatsoever, it does capture attention at least somewhat. This year is in the United States as well, and Mexico and Canada, obviously. But those two countries don't need. What are you going to say there? He does not. We don't need to worry about getting mindshare on football from Mexicans and Canadians. But Ellie, you are busting to say something there, my brother.
I, growing up, saw the World Cup as Eurovision for a dumb sport we don't play. And I don't know. Maybe that's just because I follow the holy trinity of sports, aka football, basketball, and baseball. Soccer is like, it's like hockey, but less fun, and there's no fighting.
Elliot, right? When teams win domestic trophies in the US in any of those holy trinity sports you just mentioned, you cannot classify them as world titles.
But we do.
That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life.
But we do. It's called the Super Bowl, Grant. It's the Super Bowl and the World Series.
only US teams invited. Yeah, we'll call
to the World Series. Well, if you look at the ethnic makeup of the MLB, it is the World Series. It's Japan, it's South America, and it's the US. It's the World Series.
All right.
I need to show you something important, which I saw I don't know when I saw this. I'm going to flip this over. You can turn that screen around, Henry. Football really is this serious. That's the wrong screen. That's Grant's.
I know what you're going to show, though.
Yeah. The perils of live streaming. There we go. So this is the Brazil national team playing. It's not being baptized, but this is a fallacy.
But 7.7 million views.
Yeah, I absolutely love the fact that many people on Twitter have gone, this isn't a plane being de-iced. This is the Brazil national team's plane being baptized before they fly to the World Cup.
If any country would baptize their plane, it would be Brazil.
I didn't doubt it, actually. I didn't really think too hard about that. I thought that's the sort of thing they would do.
Maybe
it makes total sense to me.
It is something that they would do, though. I will say that. But should we talk about the product?
Shout out Brazil.
Yeah, shout out Brazil, and not shout out Brazil, not for this episode anyway. But I want to get into this and just like play around with it. So you can take the lead, Grant.
Yeah. So Adam, what are we looking at here? And we'll walk through it, and then we'll pick one of the free to play teams.
Are we picking teams or are we picking players? Just to clarify.
We're picking players to make up a team.
So like players from independent countries, and then if the country doesn't succeed, your player's out.
No,
right.
if the players are shit, then we don't.
Yeah, they get knocked out. So that's kind of like how. Imagine like all the players are basically tokens that trade in the marketplace, but as they get knocked out, everyone converges into the remaining players, right? So you can imagine just the effect, because at the start there are like 230 options. By the time it gets to the final, there are like 40 odd options in the final. So you're basically trying to predict who's going to last, but also like who's going to win in each individual week as well. It's basically fantasy, but we have that market layer as well, which is the real difference to other products.
If it goes all the way to the final, aren't you best off then picking cheaper players on the good teams because they're going to make it all the way through, most likely?
No, because they'll probably suck. So
it's still individual.
It's still individual, right? So every round, every match, you can win what we call tournament points, which in the free version, they just get you more players. You climb the rank. You can like flex on your friends. In pro, that's worth real cash. So we actually pay out around $150,000 a week of squad value, which we've only really started talking about. We previously just called it tournament points, but people didn't get it. They were like, "Is that money?" So we were like, we spoke to the lawyers and we're like, "Look, can we just say what this is worth?" And they were like, "Yeah, probably." So, that's a lot of money. That's like real tokens that get put into your hands and you could keep playing or like sell them. So yeah, $150,000 a week is our current rate. which is really strong. So yeah, we've got that free version and the pro version. What you're looking at now is the free-to-play version. So we've built this because it's way easier to get people involved. Like, like when you're trying to convince your friend to like, oh, buy some Hyperliquid, you always sound like a bit of a scammer. Whereas you're like, hey, bro, just play this free game. It's fun. They can experience what it's like. And then if they want to join pro later on, all good. But if they don't and they just want to keep playing free, that's cool as well.
Yeah, I think we'll let's blast through the free to play, because I think this is the obvious one to try and get as many new people in as possible, and then I want to talk about the pro version as well specifically. And
so this is our first of, like, we have 3 rerolls, but I think Darwin Núñez is a complete donkey. I think Kante's brilliant, but he's probably not going to get you many points. I think France will probably go far. Like, Vinny is obviously a really, really good pick. We don't know what Vinny's going to turn.
So this is like the auto roll feature. So if you want, you can click build your own squad and like you can make it. But a lot of people are quite lazy. So for the onboarding, we just kind of let people get in.
Let's do it.
And then you've got all week to trade, like if you want to like make your changes afterwards. Yeah, I would.
So we've
forward.
got 2.8. So we got 2.8k goal to select 8 players.
Right. So often, like the biggest decision you want to make is you click forward, and then you sort by the highest price. Use those little 2 arrows. We're changing this so that this just happens by default, by the way. If you click price high to low, you'll start seeing the players you're familiar with. So you can only afford like one of the big names. So maybe you want Haaland, which is a surprise pick because he's Norway. Who the fuck in Norway? But they're playing even shitter teams than Norway.
Yeah.
You can see on that green pill, it shows you that, like, even as American Lazer, you can understand this, right? Because
do you keep your players week to week, or every week do you pick a new team?
It's a mix of both. So you have your squad, but you can trade between rounds.
But if your player gets knocked out, you effectively lose that player.
Right. So if your player gets knocked out, he will tank on the market. So you want to like look at the game, make sure that's not going to happen, cover yourself, have different options in case that happens. So in free to play, the purpose of winning more gold is that you'll be able to cover, like you'll be able to build your squad. And then if you get some players knocked out, you'll be able to carry on further into the tournament. If you don't win enough gold, you'll find at some point you just get fucked because your team.
Got it. Okay, that was the part I wasn't grasping. Okay, now I get it. So your players get knocked out, but you earn gold week to week. So by earning that gold on the week to week basis, you can cover your players that were knocked out and now redraft new players on that week. So if you're not, that's why you're incentivized not to pick the shitty players early, even if you think they're going to make it all the way through. You want to get the good players early, earn new gold that week, and then the next week, if some of your good players get knocked out, you can redraft a decent player. Okay, cool. So there's like in American fantasy for foot, we have like for American football for the non-US listeners, there's like this concept of like legacy teams, where like you go year to year, you can keep some of your players and you lose some of your players. It's on a year to year basis, on a week to week basis, but it's kind of like analogous in my head, where like you keep some of your players, you lose some of your players, you redraft them based on like the earnings you had previously. Okay, that's really cool. I like that.
The World Cup's kind of like a microcosm of that, because in let's say you're playing in the NFL game, you're able to keep your players between seasons. So we've got people who are like incentivized to like hold through the season. They'll get an advantage for next season. So one thing we've always wanted to solve is like FIFA Ultimate Team or like Madden thing of like every year they release a new game. They basically say, right, everything you've spent is gone. Unlucky, buy the game again, buy all your players again. We keep everything rolling through. So like your rank, the things you hold, you can just carry on like in that sort of legacy sort of format.
Can I ask you a question, kind of unrelated? What percent? I'm just because I'm American, I'm curious. What percentage of your players are from the States versus like European/UK?
Actually, a lot. You know, the US is our biggest geo in terms of like actual raw numbers. That actually started during NFL, so a lot of them have played NFL. And
do you track the crossover, like the players that come because your users that came to play NFL games and then now have transitioned to play like soccer?
And we actively incentivize it because we're like, hey, NFL only really goes on for about 5 months of the year. So what do you do during that time? And it's like, hey, we'll come across and play football.fun. You get sort of advantages and like bonuses for doing that. We're gonna make even more of that going forward, because you have a sport.fun account and you can play any sport. So it will be, soccer, NFL. It's no secret that we're going to add NBA as like the next big sport as well. But you have that like one account, one reputation, and shared benefits for like being a good player in all of the games.
I think there's a lot to be said for like sports fans in general, and if you've got the bug for like gambling in general on sports and like testing yourself, it doesn't really matter that much, the familiarity with the sport, because there's almost like a gamification to be had in like saying, oh, how good would I be if I turned my attention to the NBA side of it? And like you recognize the Steph Currys, but beyond that, it would...
one thing that it's something I never talked about on stream before, but it's really exciting, is we're introducing an AI assistant. So if you're retarded and you know nothing, like you know literally nothing about the sport, you'll be able to play, because the AI is going to read all the information in the game. It's going to give you enough, and it's going to say, hey, look, you've got 3 players. They're worth like 30% of your squad value, but one of them's injured, the other one sucks. What do you want to do about it? And it's gonna present you options. So it's never going to like tell you how to play. You're going to give it your strategy. Like maybe you're a really conservative player, maybe you're like a meme coin style trader, and then it's going to give you recommendations based on your taste, basically. I'm super excited about that. I think that's like that could be the unlock that changes fantasy as a whole, because the boring thing about fantasy has always been like keeping on top of all the information and the news, and is this player injured, and has that other guy spent 7 hours on a spreadsheet that I haven't done. AI assistant sweeps all that away, and what you're left with is the gamba and the skill and the luck, which is actually the best part of these sorts of games. So
yeah, that's because I was going to ask there, Adam, as you said that, well, how do you gain the advantage if everyone's like playing with the same tools as far as the agents? But I suppose then it still comes down to your decision making based on the information that you're presented with, which
100%.
helps.
But the traditional edge in fantasy, if you look at like a drafting style game, the edge was never sport. The edge was, I'm going to pick 100 lineups and like average my risk. It's fucking boring, man. That's not the pinnacle of fantasy sports. And if you want to make money, there's probably a better way of doing it, like buy SpaceX, or probably don't buy SpaceX. But like, if you want to have an entertainment experience and a chance of making money, you've got to make it fun. Because we're not just competing on making money; we're competing on, the most entertaining way to possibly make money. And whilst doing something that you're genuinely interested in. So if you don't have AI assistants in the game now, I did get some pushback on this. Like I spoke to a few like content creators, and they were like, but if you're giving people the answers, then is that skill anymore? But I was like, look, if we don't put this in the game, they'll have it anyway. They might as well have it in an easy way where we can actually direct it. So it's not just giving you the answer, it's giving you like some choices based on your preferences. And I'm super excited about it. It's actually been built already. We're just we're testing it. It's probably not going to make the World Cup, but it'll probably make the new season. It's going to be a really exciting feature.
Can I just say before we get into this, just because Grant, I can see you squirreling away in the background building this team. Just for clarity as well, Adam, the free-to-play version, if you are coming onto the site, is it a case of like you connect in your wallet, you don't even have to deposit anything, or you can just deposit what you want to trade? Like, how does that work?
It's completely free, so you can sign in with an email address. It gives you a wallet.
I just signed in. I did the sign up flow in the background here while we were talking, and it was super easy. I connected my Twitter account, didn't have to do anything with wallets or anything. It was literally just a privy, connect your Twitter, boom. And I have a sports.fun account now.
As you were saying, like, we're building this to compete with Web2 products. I think people still don't believe us. Like, there's just that feeling in Web3 that everything's a scam and it's going to go away next week. Like, we've genuinely been doing that a long time. Probably it'll take another year for people to figure it out, but like we are genuinely building a product that is going to compete in UI UX. This isn't even the best version we've got. Like we've actually been building 2 versions of the product. One is the World Cup version. One is what I call 2.0, which hits probably about 2-3 months from now. Building both at the same time. 2.0 is even better in terms of like accessibility. good information you get, the AI assistant manager, all that good stuff. So yeah, 2.0 is where like the vision we originally had really hits, and that'll be ready for the new season. But the World Cup edition is pretty strong, I think.
And the AI assistant thing, like I've used what's it called, Fantasy Football Hub, where it'll kind of like suggested transfers and team of the week based on just purely raw numbers and things like that. And that's always good, but it's also outside of the Premier League FPL app, you know, so you have to kind of go and find that out, and not a lot of people know it's there. And
it's not really AI. It's sort of like pattern matching. What we're building is like a whole different level. Not because they're shit. I like the hub, but that tech was just not available before. 6 months ago, the world was completely different in what you had available to you as a founder or a builder. We've might be slightly off topic. We've completely changed. We build everything like we compute. The company runs completely differently now. I am able to build this stuff myself, right? I'll caveat that. I build the prototype, and the actual adult engineers then make it work. But I can build this or a screen which looks like this now, and then I can iterate on it myself and test it. Before, you'd have to like give a spec to a designer who'd come back 3 weeks later not having built it quite right, and then you'd be pissed off and have to iterate. Now, in a day, I can do 20 versions of the product until it's right. It's a complete game changer.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's way more fun to work as well. It's like a introvert autist. It's so much fun just to be able to like constantly.
Especially being in Dubai in the summer, there's no reason to go outside anyways. You might as well just talk.
I have nothing else to do.
There's nothing to do in Dubai in the summer.
I try and get my 10,000 steps in, and I go to a car park, brother. Underground. Too hot. That's the glamour they don't
You just
show
walk around the mall, you know.
You can. I have to walk 10 minutes in the heat to get to the mall. By the time I get there, I'm dripping.
Right,
I'd rather be at a Greg's, honestly.
This is what I want to do here, because I know we've got 20 minutes. I want to look at the team that you've picked, Grant. I still want to do a predictor. I want to do a tournament predictor with Ellie, and we'll run it through. And just so everyone knows, like throughout the World Cup, if you joined like halfway through the stream, we're going to be doing a segment every week where we just kind of monitor this, go through, be on sport.fun, and we will clip that out, and you can,
Alex,
will be tuning in. Go on.
Can we make this? We haven't talked about this yet, but can we put some stakes on this? If I make it farther than you in the World Cup with our teams, you do 100 push-ups on video on Twitter. If I do not make it farther than you, meaning if you go farther than I do 100 push-ups live on Twitter.
All right, Ellie, you pick a team. Alex, you pick a team. I've picked a team. We'll just do that for 3 to play, and then we'll put some money on the line as well.
Well, I'd rather do push-ups than money. I think push-ups are way funnier.
Yeah, I'm also not doing push-ups on the internet. So
no, let's do money. Let's do money.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as much as I think that's a great idea. I think that I would never ever live that down if, God forbid, my normie friends got hold of that content. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but let's wager it. I like that. Grant, show me the team.
I think this is a solid team.
Fucking hell, you've got some players there for the coins that you get allocated.
I know two names on that list. I know Kane, the UK guy, and I know Holland, the guy who's like the douchebag Euro dude who's always on my Instagram feed.
This is where is the
Greg, don't glaze it. You just said I know. That sentence was amazing. You said I know Kane with the British flag, with the England flag, and then what did you call it? Haaland, the annoying Euro dude who's always on the timeline.
Yup, correct. I didn't use those words, but yes, correct.
So it was something like that. I tried to recite it very, very quickly before I forgot, but I think I
called Holland the douchebag Euro guy who's always on my Instagram.
Yeah, douchebag Euro guy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I'm shocked at what you've been able to get for your money there, Grant. Like,
I'm just gonna pull this up because I need to call this out. That Pulisic prize.
Shout out Captain America.
Pulisic prize is the biggest idiot tax known to man.
He's Captain America, dude. I would say it's a steal.
I remember like back in August, people pump, like the Americans discovered football.fun and they just pump Pulisic for like no reason. People
I
are weird
respect
like
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect it. Yeah, that's very, very American as well. I have a lot of time for that.
Yeah. So we let people have like a lot. We made the budget pretty permissive, so like you can get a lot of stars. A lot of them will get knocked out, but there's also a lot of choice. So you're still not going to get similar teams. I spent ages simulating this with AI. Like there's just a lot of different choices, and we wanted for the free to play just to be easy to onboard. So people log in and they just want to see names they know, stack them up. They'll find it gets more difficult throughout the tournament because their favorites will get knocked out. Like people will emerge, and the prices will start moving. So once we turn the market on, which will be an hour before the first kickoff, the prices will start going crazy. So by the time you get to the like quarterfinal, maybe that favorite isn't so affordable anymore. So you'll get there and you'll be like, oh shit, I actually can't afford the players I want. So that's a main difference between us and like some of the more standard fantasy games, because they set their prices for the whole tournament. Ours is a live market. So yeah, we set it off quite easy, but it'll get harder. And then pro is a whole different kettle of fish because you've got it's a live market now. Everyone is trading on the players and trying to decide whether they're worth their money or not.
What's going to be interesting is seeing like, will the markets be live during games? So if someone gets fucking injured or has to come off, and
yeah, they're always live. We've just introduced a feature we announced today called transfer windows. So it's going to be more expensive to trade outside of windows. So now there's a bit of a rhythm to the week. So like, on the quieter match days, there's like cheaper fees to trade. And during the games, you can still trade, but it's a bit more expensive. So what we discovered in the data was there's a lot of dickheads out there, right? Like who don't really want to play. They just want to like try and scalp the people who are. So if you're trying to play, let's say you buy Bruno Fernandes before the match, and you're like, right, I'm going to watch the game, I'm going to have fun. There's a lot of people out there who'll be like, that guy is basically soft locked in his trade. I will try to fuck him over. So you find that people sell within like 3 minutes of the game. Fine, this is life, but we don't want that. We want people to win based on sport because that's the game we are. So during that match, the fee will be higher. So we're going to just try and incentivize like playing the game the right way. We obviously want people to make money, but we want people to make money because they were right about the sport, not because they fucked over the sports fan. And ultimately, this is the hardest thing about building this game. It's not just, build a fun fantasy sports game. You're fighting that thing that every project in crypto falls victim to, which is like that greed and like people just like, trying to make as much money as possible all the time, which we actually want, but we also want it to happen in the right way. That is the toughest challenge in crypto. No one's ever really solved it. And that is what we're trying to solve. I think we can, because we actually control our AMM. So we can add these things like dynamic fees. We're even adding fees in where it's like based on your reputation on the platform. Like if you're just a good, consistent player, you trade normally, you win money normally, your fee is going to be way lower. If you're someone who consistently sells 3 minutes after kickoff, we're going to fuck you and your fees will be high. Because we're going to protect the right sort of player. And markets in general in crypto can't do that. We can. And that's why I think we will be the product that hits mainstream, because we actually have the ability to kind of keep the best of crypto whilst, not allowing it to eat itself. Which is, we all know happens ultimately.
And there's a question I wanted to ask you about how the markets work, because like I don't imagine you could have like a traditional market maker make these markets. So you'd have to have some kind of internal market maker or AMM running that, because who's going to take the other side of every trade? So that was interesting that you're running the AMM internally.
We are, yeah. So it's essentially like a Uniswap fork. So that both liquidity pools are seeded. So when you sell, you're basically selling to the game, or like the game liquidity pool. We don't allow market makers because they would just create the same distrust. It's like, hey, we could clap in Wintermute, and people would be like, oh fuck, like they don't want to be. They don't want to. I like Wintermute. I know them. I don't think they're as bad as people say, but like you can't allow them into a sports game because people want other sports players. You know, they don't want to be thinking, oh shit, what are Wintermute going to do with your model?
Yeah.
It's not compatible.
Wintermute, Injure, and Jude Bellingham before the
The sadist in me wonders like what DWF would do if you added them to sport.fun, like running riot as market makers on the platform. But I like the fact that there's a theme developing here, which is it's a consumer app, it's retail focused, it's built on crypto rails, but it doesn't fucking matter what's powering it in the back end. It just matters that there's a free to play game that you can come on. It's gamified in the right way, that it rewards the right type of action as well. It's wild that it's 2026 and we have so few of these kind of products, but yeah,
there's really not many. And this is the predictor app from SDFN, which is Sport.fun Network. So this is basically our sponsored media arm. So they create content and basically direct, create cool content in general, but also ultimately like direct people to our game. This is way more cost effective than paying creators all the time. Like paying creators is good for like a boost, but ultimately like you don't own the asset, right? You pay for a thing, you get your thing, it goes away. What you see is almost every kind of big or serious like sports betting company, not that we're betting, but they always have their own media arm. So like DraftKings bought Barstool Sports. Okay, Jordy, it was him. Him, by the way. Yeah, like we've got people now full time just working on this, like using their judgment, but B also AI to crank out really high quality content and like animations that we're working on. Just like fun stuff that gets people engaged and gets people interested in the product. It's pretty cool.
Adam, I do need to ask. Henry had put in the private chat that he couldn't make an account in his location. Are there any geo blocks on this that people should be aware of?
Was he trying for the pro or the free?
Free is everywhere. Pro is geo blocked in the UK and basically terrorist states.
Like
the US.
That's probably why then, Henry. Not to dox your location, but
I made a free account during this call in the States and it was totally fine.
Yeah. There are, I think, 6 or 7 US states that have like very, very strict anti-crypto or anti-gambling stances. We're not gambling. Like we've taken very careful product decisions, but with some regulators, they just don't care. They're just like, hey, if you look a bit like this thing, we're just going to come for you. So we're just like, we don't want the hassle, and we just geo-block. But yeah, like we're pretty permissive.
Adam, I need to stop you in your tracks as well, because I've noticed Grant's made his way to Group F in the background with absolutely zero.
Man, pounding through this.
I know, like, can we get involved? I saw you.
We also haven't heard from Grant in 20 minutes. He's autistically just locked in. If this shows you anything, it shows you how fun this game is, because Grant has been turbing on the background.
I was watching Adam, and then like the motion just caught my eye, and I was like, oh, Grant is just blasting through the predictor before we've even had a chance to fucking get involved.
We had five minutes left, so I had to make some headway.
That's very true. I'm going to provide context yet again for the American audience out there. So,
I saw him not pick America, which is crazy.
Right. So essentially, the way the World Cup works, Ellie, is there are group stages at the very first stage. You progress through the group stage. They have added layers of complexity this time because it's Gianni Infantino just wants to make as much fucking money as possible. So they've basically rendered the group stage and the first knockout round almost dog shit. Like, you have to be absolutely dog shit to not make it through the group, basically. Whereas historically, the top 2 teams would go through, and then there would maybe, I think, when did they introduce a playoff as a third team? Now it's basically you just have to not get obliterated all 4, and then there's another pool of teams that will go through to the next round. So the predictor that Grant's been doing in the background here is like who's going to make it through to each round, which we will just riff on, I suppose.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. While we were in the background here, I looked at I googled who does the USA play first in the World Cup, and we're playing Paraguay in Group D, and then Australia in Group B, and Turkey in Group D. So I'd have to assume that we make it out of Group D. I mean, if we don't make it out of Group D, it's really embarrassing. I don't even know where Paraguay is on a map. I know if we got to win this.
It's a lot closer to you than it is to us.
I mean, Turkey are genuinely good. Definitely underdogs.
Yep.
Paraguay, not so much. But yeah, it's not a given. But because almost everyone makes it through, you'll probably be all right. That's
So
the best thing.
who doesn't make it through Group D? Like the bottom two teams? Wow, that's UFO Sports, frankly inappropriate and anti-American. You're blocked. You're blocked.
It's this is one of the strangest streams we've done in recent weeks because I keep looking over at Grant and Ellie, who are both obviously incredibly distracted, both on the app, and as Ellie's like aggressively googling like as many football ball knowledge.
we're gonna make a football influencer out of him by the next week.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, Alex. I knew who was in Group D before we had this conversation today.
Yeah.
I'm fully locked in on the World Cup. I'm a huge World Cup guy.
So whoever comes third in the groups goes into like 8 of 12 will progress. So out of those, South Korea, Bosnia, Scotland, Paraguay, Ivory Coast, Japan, Iran, Saudi, Senegal, Algeria, Congo, and Ghana. You need 8. Definitely South Korea. I really want to see Scotland go through. Really, I want to see McTominay.
I'm a pro Bosnia and Herzegovina guy.
Senegal, the French B team.
I'll tell you what, I want Senegal to win for one reason and one reason only. In America, what the sport that really matters is basketball, and the New York Knicks, my hometown team, are in the finals. It's not called the Super Bowl; it's just the finals, the championships of the NBA, and they play in New York. So the first game of the championships of the NBA basketball finals is tonight. They're playing in San Antonio against the Spurs. But if we make
first final,
this is the final. Oh yeah, well the first game of the finals is tonight, but this is the final. Whoever wins this wins the whole thing.
Also retarded.
Yeah, that is weird. They have 2 finals. I agree, but this is the final. And if New York makes it through, it's a 7-game matchup. New York will be playing Game 5 of the finals in New York City in Madison Square Garden, which is right next to Penn Station, the main train station that you would have to take to get to the World Cup arena in New Jersey, Meadowlands. Senegal's playing in the U.S. They're playing in Meadowlands the same day as this eventual finals game in New York. And it's going to be hilarious to have an absolute mob scene in Madison Square Garden as 100,000 of the worst New Yorkers you've ever met in your entire life are drunk off their ass, yelling slurs at Texan people from San Antonio. And there's going to be, 100,000 Senegalese people who have no idea what basketball is, confused out of their minds, getting in fights in the subway station with drunk New Yorkers. It's going to be the best day in New York / American history. I'm really excited about that. So I want Senegal to make it through just so that can like occur and overlap, because I think it's going to be hilarious.
That would be.
Did you want to know a fun fact?
Go on. What's the fun
You go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought Iran had pulled out.
No, I was just about to say that there is a credible scenario where the USA can play Iran in the round of 32.
That would be electric.
It's like FIFA have engineered a geopolitical crisis.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I hope Trump goes to the game. That would be awesome. That'd be so funny.
Yeah. Can you imagine if that game went to a penalty shootout?
Oh my god.
We'll nuke him. Nuke the stadium.
You're gonna get yourself in trouble again. I can imagine Trump from like the box, like doing like the Julius
sniper
Caesar,
rifle, like Aladdin and Dictator.
The thumbs up on that, like,
yeah, you better miss.
Yeah. Oh.
All right, quick whiz through these. Germany, Paraguay,
Germany,
France, Japan.
Ellie.
I'm sorry. This is a round of 32, step 1. I'm picking how many teams here?
Right. Who's Czech Republic or Canada?
Do we think Czech's really going to win? Because it'd be fun to take Canada. If Czech's going to win, let's take Czech. Let's take Czech. All right, you take Czech. Netherlands for sure.
Netherlands. Holland. Oh, Morocco.
Netherlands, yeah.
Yeah, Colombia, Croatia.
Ooh, Colombia.
It's got to be Colombia, right?
Spain, Austria?
Spain.
Anyone who speaks Spanish automatically wins any other one who doesn't speak Spanish. That's how I think about this.
Yeah.
Turkey, Ivory Coast.
Turkey.
Belgium, Korea.
Ooh.
Korea play soccer?
I think Belgium are overrated. I think they'll struggle. Like, they're
So do
aging.
I.
Korea.
Korea are shit now though without Son.
Brazil, Sweden,
Brazil.
That's a good matchup, right? Sweden's pretty good.
Ecuador, Norway. Probably going to side with Norway. on that one.
Norway, yeah.
England, obviously.
England, yeah.
Mexico,
England
Scotland
all the
would
way
be
through.
a wild
Yeah.
game to be a part
Mexico,
of.
Scotland would be. Can you imagine drinking in that stadium?
In Mexico too.
That would be fucking electric. That. Mexico.
Mexico, yeah. Mexico.
Oh,
Oh,
Argentina, Uruguay. That'd be a saucy one.
Oh, that's the game.
Argentina.
He's not losing that.
You've got to think so. US, Egypt.
US. Oh,
US. I mean, US. It's a question. It's obviously US.
All right, we'll side it. Swiss, Iran.
Iran. Definitely Iran. 100% Iran.
Yeah, we have to
Switzerland
go.
will refuse to participate.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Jerry, we're getting into it now. Like, we'll whiz through them. Germany, France,
France,
Czech, Netherlands,
Netherlands.
Colombia, Spain,
Spain.
Turkey, Korea, Turkey probably. Brazil, Norway. Brazil.
Oh, I'm gonna go Norway. Anyway, the Heat. I'm actually if it wasn't the Heat, I would say Norway because I think Brazil are in a little bit of a shambles, and I think the Norwegians have got some quality players with Odegaard and Haaland, all them. So
Did you just pick? Wait, did you just pick Argentina? Oh, well, Argentina's really good. Fuck, US though. Captain America.
There's no fucking way. There's no way. France, Netherlands,
France.
France. I hate to say it.
Spain, Turkey, Spain.
yeah,
Brazil, England.
England.
I think we'd beat Brazil.
Coming home.
It's coming home.
I think Portugal
Argentina.
beat Argentina.
Now we're getting
that
into
was such a game.
Now we're getting into it.
If FIFA are corrupt, they will engineer that match.
Yeah,
To which way? In which way?
Named it. They just want it to happen. They've already named it the last dance between Messi and Ronaldo.
Oh.
Oh yeah, of course. I didn't even think about that.
That's
yeah.
definitely why they've done that.
Oh come on,
How
FIFA.
corrupt is FIFA? Can we talk about that real quick?
That's vanilla for them. That's not even
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Like
you
so,
do that
like
without
so.
even
Yeah, like Ellie, like so allegedly corrupt. It's like it's
Allegedly.
It's so funny how allegedly corrupt they are. It's like they're hiding in plain sight, don't give a fuck type shit.
I also, as an American, was blown away to discover that FIFA is not a non-governmental organization. It's just a private company some dude made, basically. Is my understanding. It's like one guy.
right.
Wild. Absolutely wild. I thought it was like at least like some like the Olympic style, like international governing body. It's just a dude. It's just a guy's business.
Yeah,
Olympics is bent as fuck as well.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, obviously. But at least it's like internationally bent.
I have to go England, don't I? England to beat Portugal.
England to beat Portugal.
I think Spain to beat France. Rerun of the European Cup final, except this time we beat the Spanish.
It's coming home.
Yeah.
England wins the World Cup. It's coming home.
Oh wow.
Wow, would you look
This
at
is
that?
crazy.
Who would have
Well
thought
done.
it?
Well done, lads.
Who would have thought it?
Put that on Twitter real quick.
I don't mean a single
The
word of
official-
anything that just came out of my mouth.
The official blockmates bracket on sport.fun. Clock it. England to win. I am going to comment, and I'm going to have a mean comment to say that I was not involved in picking America to lose in the first round of the semifinals or whatever. That seems racist to me. But I do agree that England will win the World Cup.
I was watching some stuff on TalkSport earlier, actually, and it's funny the players have been training in Miami at the minute, and they look so hot. And I was like, as in heat, warm, and I was like, it's going to be a major problem, like the US humidity. Yeah, so hot. I genuinely don't. I think that is going to play a massive factor. I think it's going to change the way the tournament's
I
played.
wouldn't be surprised if in a few weeks' time we were sort of thinking about like we should have been targeting teams that are used to the heat.
Yeah.
They're just
Also,
having-
why didn't they target stadiums in the states that are domed? We have quite a few domed stadiums. They picked the Meadowlands in New York, which makes sense. But
Yeah.
the Meadowlands is an open arena in New York in July. It's gonna be hot as tits.
Because I think that it's probably the biggest and best stadium on the East Coast, isn't it? And realistically,
Yeah.
you're not going to have the final on the West Coast because time zone wise that would
Yeah.
just be a nightmare. And I think there's a few games being played in Atlanta, which is obviously the big air conditioned dome.
Mercedes-Benz Dome, yeah.
Yeah, but then you've got the
Isn't there some really ridiculous altitude games though as well?
Well, are they playing
I'm not-
Colorado? Mexico City is pretty altituded, so that might be part of it.
yeah, they are
Mexico
playing.
City is like 6K altitude, so it's pretty hard to breathe there in general.
Yeah,
Adam, yeah, altitude is a word. Google.
altituded. Yeah, yeah, it's
I'm
great.
down. I like that.
So, like, how do we do the? I guess we could just talk about it on next week's stream, couldn't we? The pro version. I know we won't have Adam with us, but we've blown through an hour anyway. That was weird. I feel like everyone was very weirdly engaged at different points in different ways, and we've had quite a few people jump on and talk some shit. So, thanks for
I'm too
doing that.
autistic to concentrate for so long. Man.
Yeah, no. So every week we're going to be riffing on sport.fun. Thank you to Adam for joining us and doing this. Probably going to run it back again in a few weeks anyway. I would imagine even like mid-tournament or towards the end, we can probably do a check-in on like maybe prize pools and how people are doing and stuff like that. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah.
I'm kind of keen to see what the uptick's going to be across the course of the month as well, to be fair. So, yeah.
If I leave off with anything, I want to leave off with Alex. I'm disappointed in you, unwilling to take my wager to do push-ups on stream. I want to final with that. I will do push-ups on the internet. I'm proud and loud. Alex, I'm a little disappointed in you. You're in way better shape than I am. You should be able to do push-ups on stream.
I feel, is there any way I can have like what's it called? You know, when someone like fights for the death of somebody else? What's it?
A duel? Like champion.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like in June, where Christopher Walken obviously can't fight Timothy Chalamet.
I will be a champion.
I would like to put Charco forward to be my champion.
I want to nominate Charco. Man, I've seen him do 400 push-ups in a row.
I want to nominate. I don't even know whether he's listening. I just feel like Charco would A, take that bet, and B, happily like rip it on stream doing push-ups.
Oh, dude, he does it. He does it voluntarily all the time. He puts it on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, and it's also fucking great coverage for T Plus as well. So Charco, if you will be my champion, I'll see you next week in New York anyway. But
me versus Charco live on stream. T Plus for T Plus battle to the death.
Yeah, I think he may be coming to the pod stream anyway. Yeah. So on that note, let's throw it there. Thanks, Adam. Thanks,
wait, last thing, Alex.
Shit.
Before we sign off, you're in New York next week, right? We're doing some stuff.
Good point. Yeah, we're flying to New York on Saturday, so we're going to be in town for the week. Would be lying if I said we didn't have a few things locked up already privately. But if you are listening and you're going to be around, hit me or Grant or Ellie for that matter on DMs if you want to like grab a coffee or a fucking beer or whatever. Loser fights Red Guy or Razmir. I don't know who even commented that.
We can make that happen. They're both in New York. We can make that happen next week.
Yeah. I'll see you next week. I'll see you next week from New York. So, bye-bye. Bye.